Hey guys, sorry I haven't done a video in a while. I've been kind of busy with some family stuff and uh building my first speed run car. So that's kind of what I want to do today. I did a couple of test passes with it today to check temperature, stuff like that, and I ended up bending a CVD in the front. So it kind of made for a short day, but I figured I'd do a video and go over the upgrades and stuff that I've done on the car to this point to get it to where it's at. It did run a pass today. I was able to get about two good passes out of it. And the first decent pass on 4S was 50 miles an hour. And the second one probably would have been faster if it wouldn't have pulled so far to one side when it bent that CVD. So I don't know. With a lot of the upgrade parts that I've gotten on Amazon haven't really worked out very well. So a lot of the stuff that I've been getting has been from AliExpress and they seem to be better. So I'm waiting on a couple of different sets of CVDs to get here for it to fix it. But I can go over some of the other stuff that I've done on it. Now I have gone over there's a ton of videos out on it already. But I have done the Mod 1 gearing on it. Right now the gearing, I'm running a 29 tooth spur gear and a 17 tooth pinion to start with. It's pretty conservative, but it seems to have quite a bit of power. So it's just going to be going up from there now when I can figure out how to keep from bending CVDs on it. So I guess we'll start on the back end. The only thing I've really done on the back end is I've got contact foams on it all the way around. Just it's what you need to do for speed runs. I put the aluminum wing mount in there, and that was mainly just to give it some extra stability back there because the plastic pieces kind of seemed like they were pretty flimsy to moving around and stuff. And then I did put an adjustable aluminum motor mount, and then this is a three-piece tray on top for the top brace. And the reason why I like the three-piece brace on there is because I can take just the back end of it off to change pinions and stuff on it when I get to that point. I have done some upgrading on the electronics. I've got a Surpass Hobby censored 8.5 turn motor in it. It's a 380 size because that's what the car came with stock. Is a 380 size motor. I do have a 540 size 4.5 censored motor that is probably going to go in it at some point, but I want to get used to running it first before I get to that point. And I did change out the ESC to a 10BL 120. HobbyWing. The ESC has been totally awesome. You can program this one, which you couldn't do with the original WL toys. And the WL toys one that I got, I tried to run it on 3S and it wouldn't do it. It's got a safety cutoff in it. So I know some of the guys on that you see on here are able to run 3S. I think it just depends on which one you order on whether it'll do it or not. It's still got the stock servo in it. Up front, I put the aluminum hub carriers on it. That was just mainly for strength. A lot of the guys on there recommended changing those out because they break pretty easy. So, and then I've got obviously I've got a Sky RC GPS analyzer in it. And then as far as like the front splitter, the mount for the GPS, and the rear diffuser, I 3D printed all those parts on my 3D printer. And I also 3D printed a tray to go inside to hold the battery. It's just a little bit more secure and it holds it at a little bit of an angle. And it's easier to get the batteries in and out. The 3S fits, and the body fits right on top of it. My intention is to only run this on 2S and 3S. I don't know if it's going to be capable for more than that. Like I says, I got this issue now with these CVDs keep bending, and I don't know what's causing them to bend. I don't know if it's too much power, if I got something binding. It doesn't feel like anything's binding. I mean, the diffs turn super smooth, and then when you turn it here, everything's smooth. So I don't know what could be causing it to bend the CVDs. It just seems to be a weak point at this point right now. Hopefully, at what like the one that bent, I can be honest with you, the one that bent doesn't go as far into the diff cup as the other ones do. And I think that the set that's on here, I noticed when I ordered the sets that I ordered now, there's a lot of variances in them. So I'm hoping I got the right length ones this time, that they'll all be up in the diff cups like they're supposed to. But we will see. As far as other electronics, I pulled the factory electronics out of it. So I put, for my RC link, I'm actually running ELRS. It is RC link that that has been out for a few years now. And I actually got into using it when I was flying drones quite a bit. And they're kind of just been hanging on the wall lately and collecting dust because it's been so hard to fly here with all the remote ID laws and stuff like that in place. So I've been doing a lot more car stuff. And I have done a physical test out to 2 miles, which is more than you'll ever need in an RC car. So I never don't have to worry about running any boosters or anything like that, and I don't have to worry about the RC link. And all I did was, I can show you, all I did was, it's a module that I mounted to the side of the radio, and I just power it with the small 3S LiPo right here. You can power it from a lot of different size batteries. I just chose a 3S because it'll run it for a lot longer without having to charge the battery. And then it just runs, what it does is the module converts the signal. It auto detects whether your radio is putting out a PPM signal or a crossfire signal, and then it adjusts accordingly. So I'm running obviously PPM with my GT3B. I also have a Radio Link 4GS V3 that I'm running in a couple of other cars. I'm doing some range testing and stuff like that on those, and I'll let you know how that goes. I just like, between the two radios, I like the way the GT3B balances better, and it's easier for me to hold with a module and everything on it. So it's just the way I chose to go. So I'm going to be doing more videos on this car when I can, hopefully I can get the CVDs to quit bending, and we'll see what happens. Trying to think what other little things on the car that I've done to maybe help you guys make it easier. I am running some shock limiters in the shock, so it only goes down so far. A lot of you guys that do speed runs already know, the worst case scenario that can happen is the back end of the car gets below the front end, and then it wants to take flight. I don't seem to have that problem. It seems to hold to the ground really well. But now that I think about it, I did change out the shock springs. I went down to my local hobby shop. Doesn't carry the WL toy stuff. They carry a lot of Traxxas stuff and stuff like that. So I bought a set of the Traxxas Stampede springs, and just cut them down to the same length of the springs that came stock on it. And so they're a lot stiffer now. So the car doesn't have a lot of bounce in it, but I still have some minimal shock travel. So if it hits a bump or something, it's not gonna bounce up off the ground, and it's got some movement there on the front and the back both. But very minimal. You don't need a whole ton of shock travel when this thing's running high speed. So I'll keep doing some videos on this car as I progress with it, and I'll let you know how it goes. I'm hoping if I can get some good, decent passes, I'll put a GoPro on and do some actual footage of the car running as soon as I can. Like it says right now, it's going to sit for a couple of days until I get those CVDs, and I'll get them installed, and we'll see how it does. And I'll probably be doing a couple of videos on a couple of other cars, because I I set one up with the DJI system that I want to show you guys. So if anybody wants to do the FPV on one, it's a pretty simple setup and it works really well. So hopefully you guys will stick around and stay tuned and go through this with me, and we'll kind of learn together and we'll see how it goes. I'm brand new to this speed run stuff, and I want to continue doing it. So we will talk to you guys in the next one. And like I says, I'll get some more videos out on a regular basis. So, and if you have any questions about the car, just ask me in the comments, or I'm available on Discord. If you have any questions, and I'll answer them all for you on what I've done and stuff like that. And if you need help with anything, just let me know. I guess the main reason why I went with this WL Toys car as a first speed run car is, number one, I wanted to see if I liked it at first, which I do know that now I do. And I just didn't want to spend a ton of money to start with, to find out it was something that I wasn't going to like doing. So I'll probably be building a couple of more in the near future and getting some stuff ready to go. And so I'm just going to kind of go through and learn and watch videos from some of the other guys that are really fast and pick up some tips and go from there and see what happens. So we will talk to you guys in the next one. Hopefully it'll be better news and I'll have some fast speeds to report if I can keep that CVD from bending. So I will talk to you guys in the next one.